The situation in the hospital in the center of Gaza City is catastrophic. The number of wounded is increasing and the health staff warns that they are close to collapse. With more information from our correspondent Huda Hegazi.
I am in the emergency department of the only remaining active hospital in the center of the Gaza Strip, Aqsa Martyrs Hospital in Al Dair Arbala Governorate. As I mentioned earlier, this is the only remaining active hospital in the center of the Strip. And as we are seeing, this hospital does not have the capacity to be able to receive this large number of casualties and the injured that fall on a daily basis due to Israeli bombardment, and therefore they have been forced to move to a hospital in the center of the Strip. According to what we have been informed by the director of this hospital, on normal days, this hospital has the capacity to receive approximately 200 wounded or patients on a daily basis. But during these days of war, they receive more than 800 wounded on a daily basis. And therefore, as we are seeing, the medical teams are forced to provide services to the wounded on the floor, and with this massive agglomeration of people in this emergency section. Here, as we are seeing, they are trying to transfer this wounded person who was injured yesterday by the shelling of the occupying army to the emergency department to take her to the emergency section, and as we are seeing, the situation inside this hospital is quite critical, quite complicated. Images that are difficult to describe in words, and as we are seeing in this, there is not even space to walk around inside this section, and unfortunately, if the situation continues like this hospital will be forced to close its doors, and I think it will be totally collapsing. Here we can also see on our screens children, women, laying on the floor because the situation. Lying on the floor because there is no a single empty space inside this hospital to accommodate these patients. We will now talk to the spokesman of the Aqsa Martyrs Hospital, Dr. Jahil Dorgan, to tell us a little bit about the situation of this hospital after this large number of martyrs and this large number of wounded people that are constantly arriving and being the only active hospital in the center of the Gaza Strip. Hello, doctor. For now, Aqsa Hospital is the only operational hospital at the moment. I would like to know, how do you receive the patients and what is the number of patients you receive per day?
The Al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital is in fact the only hospital in the Central Governorate. Every day, since the beginning of this aggression on October 7th until today, we receive dozens of injured people, or rather hundreds of injured people resulting from the massive massacres. The Al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital is unable to attend to this immense number of cases. We had to lay the patients on wooden boards that we had to set up to serve as beds. There are many others who are simply lying on the floors, as the cameras can confirm. In the admission area, we do not have the necessary beds for the patients. We are making maneuvers to save lives. We are receiving the wounded transported by ambulances in wooden stretchers to admit them up to the hospital. This hospital represents a real catastrophe because of the collapse of its sanitary system, due to the absence of medical supplies and of the fuel necessary to activate the only electricity generating plant that remains to the hospital, which does not have electricity since it has been cut off for 160 consecutive days.
The situation in this hospital is catastrophic. There is no place to put the wounded. They are sleeping on the floor or on pieces of wood, or on the floor because there is no place to put them. The number of injured continues to increase, and unfortunately, there is no solution to put an end to this humanitarian catastrophe. According to what we have been assured, the only active generator in this hospital is completely stopped because of the fuel crisis. The hospital will be soon in a situation of collapse and will stop working at any moment. Therefore, this is directly harming the health sector here in the Gaza Strip.